Imagine finding a 1943 Lincoln cent that looks completely different from the millions produced that year. Instead of the usual gray steel appearance, it has the familiar reddish-brown color of a copper penny. Now imagine discovering that this tiny coin could be worth millions. This is the legendary 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent, one of the most famous and mysterious rarities in American numismatics. Only one genuine Denver bronze example is known, making it an extraordinary combination of wartime history, minting error, and extreme rarity. The story begins in 1943, during World War II. America was producing enormous quantities of weapons, ammunition, electrical equipment, and military supplies. Copper had become strategically important, so the United States Mint changed the composition of the Lincoln cent. Instead of the traditional bronze alloy, the mint began striking cents on zinc-coated steel planchets. The new coins were lighter, weighing about 2.70 grams, and their silvery gray appearance made them instantly different from earlier Lincoln cents. The change was made at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But before 1943, the mint had been using bronze planchets for Lincoln cents. Some of those old blanks apparently remained in the production environment. If a bronze planchet accidentally entered a press intended for the new steel cents, it could receive the 1943 Lincoln design. That is believed to be the basic explanation behind the famous 1943 bronze cents. The Denver Mint produced millions of normal steel cents in 1943, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. But one bronze planchet apparently escaped the changeover and was struck with 1943 D dies. The result was the unique 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent. The design itself is familiar. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, created by Victor David Brenner. Above him are the words, "In God We Trust," while Liberty appears beside his portrait and the date 1943 below. The small d identifies Denver. The reverse carries the classic wheat design used from 1909 through 1958. Two wheat ears surround 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. What makes the coin extraordinary is not the design, but the metal. A normal 1943 D cent should be made from zinc-coated steel and weigh approximately 2.70 grams. The bronze rarity weighs around 3.11 grams and has the characteristic copper-bronze appearance of earlier Lincoln cents. This difference provides an important clue, but it does not prove authenticity. Because the coin is so valuable, counterfeiters have attempted to imitate rare 1943 bronze cents. Some may alter genuine coins or manipulate their surfaces to create the appearance of bronze. For that reason, authentication is absolutely essential. Experts examine the coin's weight, dimensions, composition, surfaces, edge, strike, and die characteristics. Scientific analysis can determine whether the planchet is actually bronze. Specialists can also compare the coin's characteristics with those of known genuine examples. And there is another important distinction. The 1943 D bronze cent is an error coin created by a wrong planchet, rather than a normal variety intentionally produced by the mint. The bronze blank was apparently never supposed to be used for a 1943 cent. That accidental nature is one of the reasons collectors find it so fascinating. The rarity is almost unbelievable. Only one genuine 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent is currently known. Compare that with the enormous number of ordinary 1943 steel cents produced, and the rarity becomes clear.
The coin's exact discovery story has become part of its legend, but what matters most is its documented numismatic identity and extensive expert examination. Its unique status places it among the most important Lincoln cents ever discovered. Condition and provenance also matter. Because there is only one confirmed example, there is no ordinary price guide that can give a simple value. Experts consider the coin's preservation, surfaces, color, strike, authenticity, certification, and ownership history. A unique coin can command extraordinary prices when major collectors compete for it. So, how much could the 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent be worth? There is no fixed answer. Because the unique specimen rarely, if ever, appears on the market, its value depends on the circumstances of a future sale. estimates can reach into the millions of dollars, but claims of a specific multi-million-dollar value should be distinguished from an actual documented auction result. What is certain is that this coin belongs among the most valuable Lincoln cents in existence. But its importance goes far beyond money. The 1943 bronze cent is a miniature piece of World War II history. The United States changed its 1-cent composition because copper was needed for the war effort. Millions of steel cents were intentionally produced, yet somehow one bronze planchet appears to have survived inside the mint's production system. A simple manufacturing mistake created a numismatic legend. The coin also shows why collectors pay enormous amounts for historical objects. Its value comes from a combination of rarity, historical context, condition, authenticity, and demand. The bronze itself is worth only a small amount compared with the coin's collector value. For anyone who thinks they may have discovered a 1943 bronze cent, there are several warning signs to remember. A normal 1943 steel cent should look gray or silvery and weigh about 2.70 grams. A genuine bronze example should have the copper-colored appearance and approximately 3.11 gram weight associated with bronze. But appearance and weight are only preliminary clues. Never clean, scratch, chemically test, or alter a suspicious coin. If you believe you have something unusual, preserve it and have it examined by a reputable professional. The 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent is remarkable because it combines war history, minting technology, rarity, and mystery in an object less than 2 centimeters across. Imagine its journey. In 1943, it was supposed to be just another 1-cent coin. Instead, an accidental bronze planchet transformed it into something that should never have existed. Decades passed, collectors discovered its significance, experts studied it, and its reputation grew into that of one of America's ultimate coin rarities. Millions of steel cents were produced in 1943, but only one confirmed Denver bronze cent is known. One bronze planchet, one accidental strike, one extraordinary survivor, and potentially millions of dollars in numismatic value. The 1943 D bronze Lincoln cent reminds us that some of history's greatest treasures are created by accidents. It wasn't designed to become famous. It wasn't intended for collectors. It was simply a mistake in the middle of America's wartime coin production. Yet that mistake survived and became one of the most legendary pennies in American history. Sometimes a treasure is made of gold. Sometimes it is silver. And sometimes, incredibly, it is a single bronze penny that was never supposed to exist. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe my channel.